ambient light projection screen paint using ambient light projection technology gain. Let me come back and move my sloughs. Okay, so yesterday I decided to swap out my projectors because I'm no longer using my Chrissy 1080p projector because it's not a requirement that I need. I have swapped out for my Chrissy L400 720p projector, which I'm using here from now on. There's just no point in me using a 1080p projector when it's not necessary. And that is what 720p did swap out yesterday. There it is over there on the blue, right there. Fully lit environment, just now getting up today. And I gotta tell you something. Like I said, I don't really look at a lot on YouTube. Mostly my things on YouTube are pretty much, but man, when I got wind of what's going on with the console systems, are you freaking kidding me? You gotta be kidding me, right? This is not really happening. This is crazy. Let me tell you something. I'm 53. I've been around since vector graphics and Pong. I've been around with gaming systems that most people didn't even know even exist. You know, Apple had their own gaming system called a Scottie Pippen. Look that one up. Had a Macintosh motherboard in it. But anyway, you're talking about a system that's bricking in an hour? Are you kidding me? That's some serious. Now, keep in mind, I used to build PCs back in the day, and I know a bit about around a motherboard. That's some serious hardware failure. No matter how they try to chalk it up as this is a patch or something that can be fixed, just I got to talk about this. That's some serious hardware issues. Even the Xbox 360, and I bought dozens of those things due to the fact that I had an online family, and basically I wanted to keep in contact with them. I kept buying the system over and over again, and I burnt through so many of them things it wasn't even funny. And that's where people got around to modifying hacking the Xbox 360s because they started opening them up to fix them and then feel like it was just no IBM motherboard, and they could pretty much navigate that nonsense. Anybody who comes from the era of solder, the era of soldering, right? When basically there was no connecting PCs together, you had to solder everything together. When you come from that era, you know how to basically repair and design your own motherboards. So anybody who pops up when this bad was, oh, gee whiz, you got to be kidding me. I can modify the daylights. That's where people were JTAGing the daylights out of them because people were modding the crap out of them because they were opening them up to fix them because they get sick and tired of putting them in the coffin. Now, I saw something where a fellow who his system bricked in an hour playing Spider-Man. You put it in factory reset, not factory reset, you put it in rest mode, they brick automatically from the door. The scary part about this is usually when a system launches, you're gonna have a few bugs out there. You're gonna have like the PS4, or I think the PS3 had the open tray. The open tray would open up by itself, the white light of death, all that stuff. You're gonna have a few kinks in the system, but not that many kinks, not that many bugs. From day one launch, you're bricking your system. That's serious, that's extreme. And hardware, hard drive failure, that's very serious because now you're talking about it's not something that can be fixed with a patch. That is hardware damage. That could trigger off to anything in your system. That's craziness right there. I mean, if your hard drive goes down, who knows how many multiple things could go wrong because the hard drive shut down. Because the way these systems are designed, they're all integrated together. Where like in PCs, everything is sectioned in parts, how you connect them together to the motherboard. That's messed up. That is really messed up. I'm so glad that I did not buy this thing or even put any money down on this thing because, like I said, console systems, and I've been around since the launch of the N64 and all of the old gaming systems from back in the day, that stuff was pretty much rare. Very rare that you would have a system like that go down. Very rare. That's why people today, I got a closet full of my old console systems that still run to this day. So it's crazy when I come on there and I hear report after report after report, compilations of people's systems not working. The Xbox is, I'm not trying to say fanboy here, but Xbox is a part of this too. I've seen people's discs making a crunchy noise when you try to put the disc in. They're having freeze ups, they're having bugs too. Somebody had a huge screw rolling around in one of their systems. Wow. That is, you know what? I'm not even bothering with it. I'm not bothering with neither one of them. I'm building PC this year. I'm done. I did this last time when they came up with the DRM. When they came with the DRM, they were saying, well, we're going to make all the systems DRM. I don't mind DRM. I play PC anyway. But anybody else, you have never played on PC, you never did everything on DRM, you have to be online all the time. That may complicate things for you. because you don't exactly share games on PC, you gift them. So if I get a game, I can gift the game to you. Can't basically go over your house and give you a physical copy. But since everything now is reaching to the age of downloading anyway, you're right around the corner from DRM anyway. It's just a matter of time when they basically pull the trigger on it. Because it's going to happen either way for a console. But you're talking about major, I mean, I understand you have a few incidents here and there, but that's a lot of people that are getting the system, and they're not basically, some people are not having the problem with the system freezing up or glitching on them. You're bricking your system from basically putting it in a form of, what they call it, a rest mode, which is going to do automatically. Like my PS4 right now is in rest mode because I haven't had time to mess around with it, and I'm working over here, updating my software, my firmware on my scanner. It's in rest mode. So if I come back in and turn that thing on and it bricked on me, oh man, no. And some people only get an hour out of the system. At least with the Xbox 360, yeah, it had the red ring of death, but at least you got at least a week or a month out of it, or a couple months out of it before that thing went down on you. But you're talking about less than an hour, or an hour your system automatically bricks? Oh, that's not a good sign. And you're talking about first day launch bricks. That's a bad sign, people. Now, however way you want to chalk it up, go ahead and pre-order the system. It may happen to you. I'm not saying it may or may not, but I'm just saying that is not a good sign. That is way too many bugs for a system to be triggering off that fast, that quick. I can see if you had the system for about 5 months, a couple months in, you know what I mean? And then you start having little problems that pop up. You know, that happens. It happens. But you're talking about right from the door. If you play and you basically can brick your system that fast, no. Your system's freezing up, glitching. There are people right now that are having problem with that Call of Duty Cold War, where one guy actually thought he had downloaded the PS5 version. He was playing the PS4 version. That's kind of messed up when you can't tell the two apart. But anyway, from everybody who played it, my friends who played it say it's a beautiful experience. They love it, but you know, you don't get to play it that long. And a friend of mine, yes, his system did brick. He bricked his system. That's how I found out about it. He contacted me. I was on Facebook, and he said he's showing off his system when he first got it. He was so happy about it, and he says it's a paperweight. It's actually it's a physical paperweight. So right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, people. I mean, patches and all that. I mean, I played PC and patches. Like I said, if it comes to it, if it works, sometimes patches don't. Sometimes they do work, and that's something like I said. Yeah, that can be fixed easily. But when you're talking about a system automatically bricking from the door, becoming dead, that's a dead system. That means you have to put it in the coffin and send it back. And that's what the fellow said. He said he had to put his system, PS4 or Sony, whatever, sent him a box. You know what those are called, right? We call those coffins. Xbox 360 started that with the coffins. So they send you a box over, and then basically you have to give them your registered serial number, all that crap, and they're proving that you have the box, blah, blah, blah. They bring the box over to you, you put your system into it, and then it goes away. And then you have to wait a couple of days to get it back, or maybe a week, or maybe a month to get it back. Because anyone been to the 360 area, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you got to wait for them to send you back another one. They'll send you a new one back, but it's going to take a while because they have to process all that. You're not going to get it back right away. You got to wait a while. So for a system that you sat there and waited a couple of months or maybe a year for, you're going to have to wait a couple more weeks or maybe longer than that to get your system back, or they're going to repair it, or they're going to basically send you a brand new one. And if they're having a hard time, and stores are having a hard time getting their hands on these systems as they are, like I said, I'm not going there. I'm not going to waste $500 on a system that could potentially become a paperweight for me. I've never seen anything like that. In all my days of gaming, I've never ever seen so many systems have that many complications from the start. So I'm sorry to go on and on about this. I'm talking about my gray screen paint, but as a gamer myself, that is really, really, really messed up. For both systems, it's really messed up. Somebody didn't do their job right. It wasn't enough testing. Something wasn't done right. Or maybe they made the systems too powerful. Maybe they were just too... Keep in mind, you're talking about trying to turn a console system into a PC. PCs generate a ton of heat. That's why there's all kinds of cooling mechanisms for PCs. If you go and check on any site for customizing building PCs, there are areas, sections on that website that are basically there for basically cooling your PC down. All kinds of fans, liquid cooling systems, all kinds of stuff they have in there to keep the temperature low on a PC because they generate a ton of heat. So you take something and try to make it like a PC and you stick it into a little tiny little casing, what do you think is going to happen? That's what, keep in mind. And on top of that, I was kind of surprised that, that's what I don't understand. The casing for the the systems are huge. Are you kidding me? When I saw the unboxing for the PS5, that thing's, oh, it's a mini tower. It's a freaking mini tower. Look at the size of the one I have on the floor. That's smaller than the PS5, and it runs better. It doesn't brick. And here you got a system that's bigger than this one. It's supposed to be more powerful, and it's bricking right from the door. They say, oh, it's gonna be, it's a small problem. It'll go away. No, it's not. It's gonna be another red ring nightmare. It's not gonna go away. Not when you got a system that's bricking and you're having hard drive failures. Nah. That's something's gonna be. That's too many problems to begin with. If they had one little problem, a little problem, like, okay, say like the disk tray opened up, or maybe the system froze or something like that. I mean, something minor. All right, that's something you're gonna have. Those little glitches you're gonna have from the door, and you had very few people had them. Though here and there, that's basically about it. But when you have so many systems bricking so fast that it's becoming big news on YouTube, that even big time YouTubers who basically do serious gaming, their systems are bricking right from the door. That's a bad sign in hardware. It is. I'm just saying. As being a tech junkie, it's a bad sign. I'm just saying. I'm not buying one. I'm sorry. I'm not going near it. I'm not buying it. I'm not wasting my money on it. Nothing. I'm going to go out and build me a gaming PC. That's what I'm going to do. Like I did when I was going to switch over to Xbox. And I was Xbox hardcore. I love the Xbox. And what turned me off on Xbox was the fact that the DRM. Now, like I said, if I'm doing DRM on PC, that's PC. That's when you're expected that. But not on a console system. When I got friends that I would share games with all the time, I go over the house and drop them off a couple of games, or drop them off a couple of games, and then they have to be online all the time. And some people don't have really good connections, so that means that some of my friends I might not even get a chance to game with. You know what I mean? So it's like, nah, I didn't want to be bothered with the DRM, and it just wasn't for it. And then I wasn't a big fan of Sony at that particular time, so I wasn't for it. So I built me a gaming PC, and that's where I stayed at. I stayed on PC for a while, and then I came off of it when and I saw the VR systems for the PS5, and I bought the whole system, the glasses, the system, and I've been in love with PS4 ever since then. I still like my Xbox, don't get me wrong, but I had plans to buy the X series and the PS5. I'm not going near it. Nope. Because you're just taking that chance. You're taking that chance. And then, it'd be different if they were in circulation. Say there was so many of them out there, right? Where they can easily take your system back and swap it for another one. Or they can basically, you can send it back to the manufacturer and they can fix it and bring it back to you. But they barely have enough as it is to actually put out in circulation right now. So what makes you think you're going to get your system back any faster? Now think about that one. Your system bricks on you. What are the chances of you actually getting one right away when there are people in stores that can't even get their hands on them? They have a shortage on them. That's the scary part. So my friend right now has a paperweight sitting on top of his mantle on his 4K TV that he purchased for that system. And I think something else they said too, of the 144, the resolution, they can't pick it up. They can't pick up 144. No, it's 144? Yeah, no. 140. Yeah, they can't pick it up. Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? That's nothing new. We all go through that because how many times have we been promised something on the console system and it didn't happen? So I'm glad I saw that because, like I said, I was oblivious to the entire thing. I didn't know all this was going on. I'm late on this. And a friend of mine who actually owns the system, he was the one showing me the system and everything. I was looking at it on his live on Facebook. And then a day later, he was telling me that it bricked. So what do you mean it bricked? Put it in rest mode, came back on, it bricked. No power, nothing going. Oh, and the coil effect. Don't forget that, the coil effect. Sounds like you got a jet engine going off in your living room. No. 360s used to do that. 360s used to do that automatic from the door. Certain games would cause the system for the GPU to freaking just over buffer. So you're talking about games that have massive amount of graphics that game has to push so many frames per second. It's going to cause that system to basically have problems with. That's why it sounds like a jet engine when you put a disc in there. Like what systems were known for doing that? Halo is one of them on the 360. Mine burnt out from Samurai something Samurai. I remember. It was, I know it was Dynasty Warrior, but I know basically from having all those characters on the board, my system sounded like a jet engine was going over. Certain games would call it. Gears of War was another one that would trigger it. That's craziness, man. I'll wait until I'm gonna get one, but I'm just gonna get one in the summer of 2021 when it's all safe. I'll buy one. All right, so let's move on from there. I mean, like I said, as a gamer myself, and right now, you know what I mean, that's really messed up. The gamer myself, that's like it's sad that people are buying those systems and they're losing their money on it. And I really feel sorry for them. I really do, because as a gamer, that freaking hurts. That really freaking hurts. You wait for a system, you save up for it, and then it does that crap. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm saying I told you so or anything. I mean, everybody knows first day systems are going to have glitches, but not on that freaking level. That's crazy, man. Hard drive failure. So they're talking about some ways you can fix the problem is a factory reset. You know what a factory reset does to a gaming system, right? You wipe everything off your system clean. Nah. Nope. Nope. I'm done. I'm not buying it. I'm not going there. I'll wait until summer of 2021. By then they'll probably have some new slim version of it. You know they're gonna come with a slim version of that giant machine. And they'll probably have all the kinks and everything will be fixed. By then, VR will probably be out on already, and I'll just pick both of them up like I did the last one, which I'm kind of glad I waited on that one. All right, so let's move it on, because I just had to get that off my chest, because, I felt sorry for him, because he was really depressed. He bought that system. He saved up for it. It ain't like he had the money and all to begin with. He saved up for it, and now he's sitting up there with a brick console. All right, so right here we're running right now. I think we're running my Christie 720p. I did my projector swap out. So last night, basically playing around with this projector over here, I decided that I didn't need the 1080p Christie anymore. So I downgraded to a 720p. I mean, I can go back to this, but I don't need to use that at all. This projector works absolutely fantastic. And this is a 720p projector right here. And of course, that's blue technology or coating technology. It's called blue. It's pretty much it's coating that does it. And that's the ambient light rejection 15. There. But we're here to talk about this today. So this right here is our gray screen paint. Yes, we do have a gray screen paint. And how we feel how gray screens are supposed to be tested and how they're supposed to perform. As I said before, there's no point in me coming on here and doing demonstrations of showing off a screen using bright, beautiful colors, because it's going to be to do that from the door. Let me grab my controller. So we need to see gray screen is we need to see those contrast levels. So contrast levels are very important. Let's scroll through this real quick. Yeah, I think I'd have had a serious fit, because knowing me, I know myself, when I buy a console system, I'd have bought the system, a couple games with it, a few controllers, I'd have bought the headsets, the cameras. I go all out. I buy everything. And if I find out I got a system that bricked on me, ooh, I got ticked off on the freaking Xbox did that. I bought the Elite. Good God, how many 360s did I buy? Bought the Halo edition. I bought the Resident Evil edition. I had, what's the other one they had? They had a bunch of them. They had the arcade system, the core system, the Elite system, which was the black one, was not supposed to burn up, but I burnt out 2 of those. Man. But yet my Atari 2600, I can plug that in and still play it. My Dreamcast, GameCube, TurboGrafx 16, NES, Super NES, Genesis, all those work. The only problem with the NES is you had to blow on the cartridges. You had to become a saxophone player overnight, but I still love my NES. I have both systems. All right, so there we go. I'm going to show the contrast levels. Oh, something else I'm going to show you real quick too. So you're wondering what that screen is right there on the side. I told you in a video that that is a brown screen. People were looking and said, "No, that's a black screen." That screen's actually brown. That's the one that uses. We did a color coding test on the blue screen over here. We did a purple screen, and now we did a brown screen. That screen is brown. Everybody kept looking, that's a black screen. No, that's a brown projection screen that pulled a white level. But the reason why we do these different colors is not the fact that we're coloring the screen. It's the fact to show you that the key part is not the surface. The key part is the technology that's embedded in the formula, which is that coding that allows the projector to read color. And that's how we can take a brown screen or a blue screen or purple screen and get them to produce white and different colors and stuff like that, is if the screen was reacting like a gray or a black screen, because there's a code in there that allows it to be able to read color or white levels and all that good stuff. So I thought I'd take it off the wall and show you. All right, so let's come in here. Let's put some contrast that we need, because as I said before, demonstrations I see people doing gray screens, it's always the same thing. They'll stick to those nice bright colors. One, they should be showing contrast, and this is why when I do, let me see, we'll do backman to tumbler scene. That's pretty dark enough in a fully lit environment. When I see people doing demonstrations on gray screens, they stick to bright colors. The bright colors are not going to perform much better in a well-lit environment. You should be able to watch just about anything you want and not worry about your screen washing out or fading, even if the screen is gray. Now, this paint right here, we sell it on our website for around $89. Why is it so cheap? Because we consider this, out of all our screen paints, to be a mid-level. This is our mid-level screen. All right, you hear me on this? Got a gray screen here that can beat a $3,000 Dark Star 9 when it comes to contrast, and also too can go toe-to-toe with the Paxel screen, which is another dark screen, dark gray screen. This screen is nowhere near dark gray. It's light gray. Yet it can pull a contrast level heavier than most gray screens can do. Now, usually when we ask people to do a star field demonstration, but I request multiple times from certain individuals, they refuse to do that in a fully lit environment because they know what's going to happen is they're going to develop a bit of tan around the screen anywhere in that area, because anywhere in that area that can't pull contrast is automatically going to come up kind of a light gray. Now, even though I said before that even though the black silver has amazing contrast capabilities for a gray screen, it can't go toe-to-toe to a black screen. The black screen will pull 100% contrast, but the black screen's white levels are so high that it can blend into the gray screen, which I'll show that in the demonstration too. We'll take this big screen, we'll set it against that one, we'll turn that projector on, and we'll do a demonstration. Well, here we are watching Batman in my living room or theater room or whatever you want to call it. Far way back. Whatever you want to call it. Let me grab some sample sheets. Find some tape here. Just had tape today. Whee! All right, we're going to grab our sample sheets here because I like to test my screen against certified screens. We're not going to be doing it. We're going to be doing. We got to do reviews on that, but I got to put my order in on Friday for that. Just looking for a roll of tape. I'm going to let this play while I hunt down a roll of tape in this place. Because somebody's losing tape somewhere. In this place, somebody's losing tape. Ah, found it. Woohoo! Ball rolling. So one of the things I don't like, and I already ordered a white projection. These big companies, what they'll do is, like I said, they'll compare their screens against a white screen. They'll base their screens or tests off a white screen. Look at any companies, look at how their demonstrations are done, and they will always put their screens against a white screen. Like I said, I can take a white screen, which I would do outside, and just throw a bucket of paint at it. Not paint it, throw a bucket of gray paint on it, and I guarantee it'll pull a contrast level better than the white screen. So you shouldn't base your technology off a white surface. You should be basing your technology off another gray surface, which I'm doing now. So we have here a little Batman there. We are going to take our gray sample sheet right here, so you can see for yourself. Now this is what I want to show you. I'm going to take my screen off and show you how light it is. I'm going to dent my screen here if any dents in it. So you can see, because I know you see it over there against the wall, it looks dark. No, that's how light that screen is. So that screen is that light, and it can pull a contrast level so dark that you wouldn't even know the difference if that screen was either black or basically if it was a gray screen. That's what that color code technology does. We have coding now that basically we had coding before, but coding that can allow a gray screen to read contrast. So now you have a gray screen that can read contrast, and of course it's going to read all the beautiful colors, but the hard thing that screen is trying to struggle with is a contrast level. Where the black screens, the hardest thing is black screen's going to struggle with is a white level. And the blue technology, on the other hand, is just a screen displaying the coding technology because that surface is blue. All right, so let's put our screen back up so now we know the color of it. And keep in mind, I want to show you something really quick here. Look at the color of this screen compared to that screen. You see how dark this is? So you would think a surface just like this would pick up a much, much, much darker contrast level, because look at it. This is what I don't like about these reflective surfaces. See how it turns dark? This is the one thing I don't like about the reflective surfaces. When light hits them, they get real light. Watch this. This is the color of the screen. And the minute the screen takes any light on, it gets lighter. I'll show you that. It's called what do you call it? The narrow viewing angle. But I'll show it to you. Oops, that's that one. Oh, and it's funny. So real quick. So now they can't use that the black screens we have are gray. That's the reason they're producing a high enough white level. The camera theory is thrown out because I recorded my phone recordings on 4 different videos. I recorded my phone actually settings. I was changing my settings on live and all that and everything. So that's gone. They don't have that anymore. So now the next one is it's got to be glitter in the product. Well, you know how glitter works, right? So glitter, basically, if you put that in any product, it's always going to show a reflective spark anywhere. It's like if you have a glitter fight with your friends and something happens and someone pops at a party or a Christmas ornament has glitter on it and you do this and touch your face and you're walking around, somebody can see you from a distance and go, hey, what's that sparkly stuff on your face? Oh, that's freaking glitter. And they crack the joke like, oh, I know where you've been at night. You know, we all been down that road before anyway. So anyway, you can see that sparkling from a distance. So any form of light in the environment is going to bring up any kind of crystal glitter. And that's when my screen wasn't painted properly below. There's no glitter in any of these screens at all. But nice try. I do like how they make a stab in the dark and it doesn't work out. You mess around one day, you're gonna take a stab in the dark and get yourself in the chest. And then one person thought that the gray screens we're using, because I shook it up, keep in mind when I shook up the gray screen, it's just debunking some theories. When I shook up the gray screen, right, it had a strange color to it that was reflecting with the light. So they thought it was chameleon paint. Now we all know how chameleon paint works, right? When you coat a vehicle with it, when you move around, it changes colors. So it changes from blue, the green, the red, it changes all different colors when the light hits it or how you angle it turns. So when I basically painted the screen, it was gray, right? When I put it up here, it looks dark. But if you notice, it's not changed into any colors. But yet, this is the technology right here. It changes. So how's it gray here? It's gray there. But when you put it up, it's black. Oh yeah, they wish they could figure that one out. That'll make you scratch your head for about a half an hour. So one guy was like, oh, I know what it is, it's chameleon paint. Well, everybody knows how chameleon paint. We've been to enough car shows and we've seen chameleon paint before. Chameleon paint, basically, when you spray an object with it, the object changes with it. It'd be a huge gag if you were to basically buy chameleon paint, spray it, and it just came up gray, and that's it. Then you'd be calling the manufacturer trying to figure out what happened to your paint. Nope, not even close. I do like the stabs of the dark in the dark. People We're just trying to figure out, oh, it's not hooking. Okay, we're trying to figure out what the heck it is and can't figure out what it is. It's not for you to know. Let me break it down for you. There we go. Now you can see it there. It's gray, right? Now you see how light that screen was? That means if any light in this environment would hit that screen, it'll wash it out. And for those of you saying, oh, it's got to be the projector, we did a swap out yesterday, so we did that one. Go back and check that video for yourself. We did a swap out with 1,000 lumens. That's because it's a color code in it that allows it to read contrast. Because if that wasn't true, that means, you see how light gray my screen was? That means any other gray screen would be able to do the exact same thing, right? It would be able to do the exact same thing as our screen if it was nothing different or nothing special about our product. That screen can't read color because it doesn't have a code in it, that's why. Oh, I forgot, we didn't put that up there. Let's get the packs off here too. I'm going to test my product out. I'm not going to test it against another white screen because I know it's going to be the white screen. I'm going to test it against another gray screen. I'm not going to test it against my own screens, because the only thing I do when I stack them against each other, what I do is I basically show you the comparison, like what's the difference between, some people know the difference between the black, silver, and the blacks, I mean the 12s. They want to know the difference between a 12 blue. That's what I do. I show you the difference between which ones are going to produce better contrast, white levels, and so forth, so you can make up your mind which one actually fits you best. But I'm not going to do a showing off one technology over another on basing it on my own product. I'm going to test it against a screen that's certified, which will be these screens right here, because that's what's going to give me more credibility. We have a gray sema, very light gray screen as we used in our demonstration. Now keep in mind the color of this screen is which should go perfectly side by side to the personal mix, which we're going to order. I decided I want the personal mix and I want the Frankenstein. That's what I'm going to order. So we'll see how that goes. As I can see already, he hasn't changed his category selection on his eBay account. So what I'm going to do, I want to send him an email explaining to him exactly what I want and have him confirm that that's what he's sending me. So that way I have a form of documentation that that is what I ordered when I basically, because he won't put in a category on his site. I don't know why. Because if I ordered something, on my PayPal receipt should say what I ordered. All right, let's come out of here. Let's go to I saw even darker one than that. I saw one, here's a 4K. Fly through 4K is actually a pretty good one. It's pretty dark. So now if I'm testing contrast levels, as I said before, any gray screen is going to be able to pull a color level. White levels, it's a gray screen. The hardest thing for a gray screen to pull is contrast. So how does the black silver stack up against these other screens that are gray also? So let's go with, like I said, let's go with the Dark Star 9. Dark Star 9 is an extremely dark gray screen. Let's go with that one. Here's my Dark Star 9. So I'll show you the Dark Star 9, how dark it is. It's a very dark gray screen. So we've got all different shades of screens up here. When you're watching a demonstration of someone displaying a gray screen or whatever screen it may be, this is how the demonstration should perform like. They should show you the difference between their technology and any other gray screen. Gray screens versus gray screens, not gray screens versus white screens. The only reason why he got thrown out against a 12 is because he challenged the 12. That's why. He challenged the 12 and put you against the 12. So you have to test the contrast. Which screen's going to pull the highest contrast level? We got several dark screens and we have several light screens up there. I showed you what my screen looks like. Once I take it off and I lay it up against the light with no projector hitting it, no code reading, nothing's going on, and you can see how light the screen is. So we have a gray screen that now produces contrast. Something I haven't seen any other gray screen paint back up yet. Of course, we put the challenge out there. The challenge was never met. Let's go with the matrix. Let's do a matrix. There you go. I'll put you right there in the front. There you go. And this is what I was telling you about the narrow viewing cone. That's the narrow viewing cone. Now we shouldn't have a problem here. We're using a 1080p Christie. I got my 1080p Christie, 1920 by 1200, 4300 lumens. That's what we're getting. Now they may argue and might say, hey, there's too much light in the environment. I don't see why there's too much light in the problem. If I'm paying that kind of money for a screen, I don't think ambient light should be my issue. You said the screens are ambient light rejection. If they're ambient light rejection, you should not be having a problem with the light in the environment. Why? Number one, I gotta understand, why are you using, first of all, an ambient light controlled environment if your screens are ambient light rejection? That just dawned on me just a few minutes ago. That shouldn't even play a part at all. If your screens are designed to be certified ambient light rejection screens, why are they being used in an ambient light controlled environment? There should be no control in there whatsoever. All right, that's something to think about right there. Because you don't see me walking around like I got to dim the lights just right here, and I put my lights here and right here, and the area has to be set up just right. You have to make sure you have to use it in an ambient light controlled environment, but it is ambient light rejection. That doesn't make any sense. I just thought about that. That's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. All right, let's come out of the matrix. Let's go into, let me see. Oh, there's Starless for you. Let's go ahead and check this out. It looks pretty cool. And I've overexpanded past the white wall. Okie dokie. Oh, sorry about that. Got a good rest of the day. Got the firmware uploaded on the scanner. I got some new, added some new software for free. Ooh yeah, I'm gonna be playing with that today. All right, so let's go over and let's grab some color. We'll grab some color in there. Love to grab the color. And this is something you're supposed to be seeing too. You're supposed to be seeing your color patterns. And I know somebody already tried to do the color patterning. Again, they don't get it. You got to do that color patterning with other high performance screens with your screen, and you have to be in a fully lit environment, not sitting in the dark. Because you need to see how the screen is going to react to light. Screens in the dark react differently to screens in the light. A white screen will fade faster with the lights on. When you turn the lights on, it will have a decent form of color, if you can call that color. So it's harder to do the demonstrations with the lights on. It's interesting. The Dark Star 9 is darker than my screen. The Paxo is darker than my screen. The Gray Cinema 5D is just about almost the same complexion as the technology, and the Cinema Gray is actually a little lighter. So we're going to put the Frankenstein and the Personal Mix against the Black Silver. I had the Personal Mix here. I got basically some of it on a sample sheet. Now, if you look at the UV mix, the UV mix is darker than my black silver, and I can blend this. I can hide his screen. All right, so here we are, Personal Mix, which I'll be getting more from you. Just to let you know, I'll be buying some more from you. We'll move this over here like so, and we'll put the Personal Mix here. My controller go that fast. Just had it a few minutes ago and I lost it that quick. So leave it all on the chair. Let's see. Okay, oh yeah, let's run on top of the scanner. I know, some people look at them like, wait a minute, but that screen's darker than all of them. No, it's not. It looks dark because the projector's hitting its reading contrast on the projector. I just laid it against my screen. You saw how light that screen was. No. So let's see. Let's come out of here. Let's do some color swap outs here. So, I'm showing you off a gray screen, right? I'm showing you off other high performance certified gray screens. I'm showing you the Personal Mix right there, right? So what is the difference between, is it regular house paint or is it something different? Because, like I said, in order for you to basically separate your gray screens from other gray screens, you're going to have to do demonstrations of all the other gray screens all lined up together versus your gray screen. You're going to show color patterns, it's going to show contrast levels. All this has to be shown to see which screen actually performs the brighter colors, which one produces the highest contrast level. As big companies, you can't use a gray screen versus a white screen, because if you come across another gray screen, how is your screen going to actually pan out? You never tested against another gray screen. You only did white screens. So that's why it's easy for me to come in here and do this to your screen. Where someone actually makes a screen paint mix over here, they don't do the proper testing. And if you're going to be doing a mix or any kind of gray screen, hey, how you doing? If you're going to be doing a mix or any kind of gray screen, you should be testing your screen against other gray screens. And you should be doing those demonstrations showing off straight color patterns first. It's easy to take a screen and blend in a whole bunch of colors, because now you're just camouflaging all those colors together. You can't see what's failing and what's winning. So that's why I do the straight colors first, so you can see what blue looks like, green, red, go all down the line, so different colors what they look like. Now, let's go in and let's grab and let's see if we get some more colors in here. Slow, oh, that's a good one right there. Slow color change out. Where's that one at? Slow color change. Oh, the arcade screen I'm building? Oh, that's going to be really interesting when I get done that freaking funhouse of freaking craziness. Yes! I might have to wear sunglasses when I get done lighting that place up. Yeah, that's going to be for Thursday, because I think half of my equipment gets here. I had to order a whole lot of stuff. I'm going to do $800 to order a whole lot of stuff. LED lights, signs, gaming PC, gaming chairs. I've got one gaming chair. And then on top of that, I had to mount that 106-inch. That was something right there that I put up there. Put that in, oh, that's gonna be, I can't wait. I cannot wait to play this system. I can't wait. I'm doing Space Invaders Extreme when I first get that set up. Oh, I can't wait to get started in there. My curtains come today. So I got these blackout curtains because I want it dark in that area because it's gonna be all arcade. My curtains come today. I got these glow-in-the-dark galaxy curtains. So they actually react to UV light. So when the UV light triggers off, like the galaxy's going off in my window. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. This is gonna be made for just screens, speakers, and chair, and just sit there and just rock on with all these freaking games and stuff, man. Oh, I'm gonna have a ball. I can't wait. But I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you once I get it done. I gotta do some modifications to the PC when it gets here. So I'm not gonna build the PC. I'm actually gonna modify one. I bought another one of the Dell. Matter of fact, I got one right there. That's a Dell, small little Dell right there. Dell 710. Really, really good. For gaming, definitely good for gaming. Those of you who don't know the specifications, it has an i5. I actually have one. I actually ordered two of them. So I have two i5s and one i7 coming through. That's all you're really going to need. You can do some retro gaming and stuff like that. 16 gigabytes of RAM. I think it's DDR3 of 1060. And then you have you can get that basic if you want. I mean, they put the you don't need anything overclocked for what you're going to be doing in there. What else do you have on there? 2 terabytes of solid state drive. You have a quad i-core, can be a quad core processor, i5. Windows 10, of course, is loaded onto it. And then on top of that, it doesn't come with a dedicated graphic card. It does come with a PC slot 3.0, and also the USBs are 3.0. But what I did was I got a low profile GTX 1050. I wanted the 1650, but the 1615s were sold out. So I got the 1050. So 1050, I went online and watched a few people who benchmarked it, and it came out fantastic. They were able to play Fortnite and all kinds of games on it without any ripping or tearing on the screen. It played very smoothly. And interesting because those particular cards don't require a form of power supply. I had cards that actually needed a separate power supply to actually run the card. So you don't even need that. The one problem you will have if you want to run it wireless, the card is kind of wide. It's about that big. It will take up both of your slots. So it may take I think it's the HEP or PCI slot and PCI Express. It just swallows both of those. So if you want to do it wireless, which I plan to do it upstairs, wiring a bunch of cables running all over the place, I went on Amazon and I picked up this little hickey right here. So this right here is a plug in and play USB Wi-Fi adapter that I can plug in the back of my PC and make it completely wireless. So that's what I got right there. So I already ordered my gaming keyboard and mouse, and best controllers I've seen so far that work well with these. If you want to turn this into a console system or a gaming system, is because you know they get the big screen mode, is the Xbox 360 wired controllers, or if you can figure a way to pair wireless, you can do that. But the wireless controllers work perfectly with this system, perfectly with them. So lucky for me, I still have my Xbox 360 controllers because I went on Amazon and tried to get a couple extra ones on there, and they're both a bunch of generics. So I may go on eBay and find some real ones over there, the originals. But that's how big it is right there. This is fantastic. Like I said, got a DVD burner, all the good stuff one you need, plenty of USB ports in the back, and I'll show you a looky in the back of it. Quick. I go off topic all the time, so I do it all the time just to show you something extra. So there's the back of it right there. Right now, I'm using my graphic card right there. My graphic card has one HDMI and one DVI. So that's what I'm running from the back of it right now. So the graphic card I'm using is DDR5 with 4 gigs of memory. So it's 4 gigs of memory, and it's DDR5, and it runs absolutely perfectly. Now my power supply, and that was 250 power supply on a graphic card that may require 300, right? So from the videos I've watched from people playing certain games that actually ran with serious graphics, did not have a problem with it whatsoever. So that's why I chose to buy those particular cards. So you'll get a chance to see me. I'll do a little Fortnite, which I'm not good at. I suck at it so bad, but just to show you that there's gonna be no rips or tears in the streams at all, period. And altogether, what it cost me, you can get this renewal at Amazon for $233. That's all it's going to cost you. $233. The graphic card in the back cost me $160. That's it. I'm done. That's all I had to do. And it comes with an i5. Comes with an i5 quad-core processor, and the other one I bought has a 7, an i7. And that's more than enough for you to have fun. So I am going to expand my hard drives. I got 2 terabytes of solid state. I think it's an external whatever hard drive. I'm going to actually build my own. I'm going to put maybe about 5 or 6 terabytes of solid state as a backup, just for, you know, backing up crap, just to have it. Because last time I built the gaming PC, it cost me so much freaking money. It wasn't even funny how much money it cost me. But I like this idea of having these right there small, to lug around some heavy, big machinery around the house. I can just plant it anywhere I want. So I'm going to put one in here and one in the gamer room. The one down here, it's going to be so I can play driving games in 235.1. You ever play a driving game in 235.1? Once you play a driving game in 235.1 full widescreen, you can't go back to 16:9. You just can't do it. You can't do it. Just can't. So yeah, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna get a steering wheel. I might do the middle seat. Put a steering wheel over there and some pedals. Something right there with some pedals or whatever. But yeah. But anyway, let's move on. We're talking about gaming. That's my weak spot, man. I love gaming. But yeah, to get these console systems fixed, I'm going into PC. I'm still gonna pay my PS4. I still got a whole clan of people paying on my PS4, so I'm gonna be at it most of the time too. All right, we're doing color changes, color changes. So in the demonstration in here, I'm just showing you exactly the difference on how we do our gray screens versus everybody else, on how gray screens should be tested. What you should be seeing when you watch demonstrations of anyone displaying a gray screen or screen paint mix, what you should be seeing. Let's go with the Sony. Sony has some really dark contrast demonstrations. We're going to skip all the bright, well, we showed you the colors first to show you colors are going to fail either way. But, like I said, you should be seeing contrast. Contrast is your main point on what you need to see. What you need to see. Go back to the beginning. There we go. So our black silver is actually, we call this a mid-level screen paint because it is gray. It's actually one of our, put it this way, for Elite screens, their mid-level cheapest screen is white. I know because I bought a few of them. So anyway, they're white, right? So we all know a white screen is going to be absolute, it's just not going to be, it's just no point. We all know that. There's no point explaining. We just know what a white screen is going to do. That's all together. This is also a fail show all the way around. That's what it is. So that's their cheapest screen. And then you get to the cinema gray, which is slightly darker than the white. That's going to cost you around like $800 right there, probably $600, $800 for a 100-inch. You get to the gray cinema 5D, which is a little darker than that one, and that's going to cost you $1,300, $1,400. And then you get to the serious dark screen, which is Dark Star 9, which is going to cost you $3,000. So what do I mean by saying this? It means our mid-level screen. Our mid-level screen is at $89, and this is what we call the mid-level in our category, can beat all these screens with no problem. In contrast, in color, with no problem. So you're talking about a mid-level technology we developed can beat a $1,400 or $3,000 projection screen, and that's our mid-level. So if that's our mid-level, what do you think a black would do with one of these screens? Easily. You've seen what blacks do. Black screens can basically blend into these screens with no problem and still produce a contrast. If they can't. Even the black silver, but I'll show you that in a few minutes. Look at this, sun's coming up. That morning light's coming up. Look how beautiful that looks. I never get used to these blue screens, I'm telling you. Blue's gonna be launching soon. We just gotta get rid of we gotta get more paperwork done. It's a whole lot of paperwork going into this technology. A whole lot. Yeah, I got a patent attorney. So yeah, it is gonna be locked. So we're not gonna patent the blue. It's the coating in the screen that's getting patent pending. That's getting patent pending. So whatever we use, we drop that coating in. It may be blue or green or red or whatever paint. will basically give the screen the ability to be able to read different colors. Well, you're probably saying, well, Ken, that screen's showing blue. Yeah, that is true. I'm showing nothing but blue there. If I'm showing blue off a blue screen, it does defeat the purpose of basically showing a blue screen, right? Wouldn't that be so? Yeah, that would be. So let's go in here and let's bring up a simple video like blah 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 blah. Something that would have a lot of color. That would let's see. Did I put that in there? I did put that in right there. All right. Something a blue screen should not pull up. Oh, I have the commercials, trust me. It's not the fact that the screen is blue, as I said before, it's the coding and the technology that makes a blue surface see color. Same as the brown screen over there, has the same coding in it. That makes a brown screen that everything should be coming out tannish and brown and dirty to a white level. Same thing like the black screen. A screen that's black, it should be producing a muddy color from here to there that can produce high white levels. High enough to be able to blend into a screen that's grayer than it, or actually brighter than it. Coated into the black silver that makes a black gray screen have the ability to read contrast that can blow out a screen that's darker and costs more than it. That's what colored coding is. We've been using it for a while, but it's kind of hard to explain to somebody because some people say, oh, you got to be absolutely crazy. There's no way in the world you got to design a chemical that gives the ability for a screen to read color. That's virtually impossible. So, we did a purple and blue screen. It's not impossible. There's nothing impossible. It's only impossible if you make yourself believe it's impossible. Then it's impossible.
If you like the video, please subscribe to our channel.
Oh, I forgot about this one. Little girl talks the whole video. That caught me early in the morning one time. Late at night, we're working on something. That little girl talking to the back. Like, what in the dickens is that? Oh, hold on for a minute. There you go. Has nothing to do with the surface. It's code. That's what it is. That's why you're watching an $89 paint blow out a $3,000 projection screen. All of these. Well, that one right there is personal. It's right there. That's just screen paint. That just shows you the difference right there. And that would be a little too easy because that's birds. I want to get something really hard. There we go. That's even harder. You get a blue screen to produce brown. That would be available probably around, once paperwork, it's a lot of freaking paperwork. Let's come back over here. And we'll have some fun back over in this section over here. Let's bring it back. So I don't want to bring it all the way back so we don't miss anything. Let's bring it around. Oh, here we go. Now we'll play a whole bunch of colors in here. The only thing these screens are going to do, they're going to pick up very good white levels. They are going to pick up good white levels. But since I showed you the color patterns first, the red, blues, and greens, now you can see exactly what you're really getting. I don't know which screen to show up first. Actually, that's already in process. So, yeah. Bye-bye. And it's called a patent pending. I love it when people think they know things and they know nothing at all. So here's the thing. There's two ways that people can go about getting a patent pending. One of them is to do it yourself. That's the one that takes forever. The other one is to hire a patent attorney. That takes even faster because I don't have to really do any paperwork. I just have to read through a few documents here and there. But all that mumbo jumbo paperwork and all that, no, I don't have to do that. I pay an attorney to do that for me. That's why it doesn't take me long. All that red tape and complicated roadblocks that usually you got to go through, I have an attorney to take care of that. He understands the law and how it works. I don't. So he knows how to navigate through all that red tape, something I can't get through. Yes, it's extremely expensive to have a patent attorney, but like I said, if you want to get it done right and get it done thoroughly, and you don't want to go through the headache, because I have done one by myself and it does take longer, then probably by Christmas, it probably takes you a couple months, probably about 4 or 5 months, maybe 6 months. Yeah, if you're doing it by yourself. But if you hire a patent attorney, it doesn't. Because roadblocks that you will hit, that you can understand, they know how to navigate through because they can speak that language. So that's why I said when people come in and make comments like that, they don't think things through. Every once in a while, I don't know if you can see it, but for a split second, I'll boy to come and go, oh, congratulations with so and so and so, blah, blah, blah. You got to crack a book, man. You got to crack a book. I've done patents. I did patents before. I did one by myself. That takes a while. It takes a while. Because you'll get questions on there that you literally will not understand. Like, what the freak does this mean? Or what the heck does paragraph C and 4 and 8 and all this got? Yeah, it gets crazy on those things. But that's something to worry about because I have to say, hey, look, here's your money, blah, 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 blah. This is your retainer. This is what I pay you, so and so and so. Get it done for me. Thank you. That's it. Now, there's a difference between patent and patent pending. They're both protecting your product. They are. Most people, they advise you to get a patent pending first. It's a cheaper way of going. It's expensive still, but it's a cheaper way of going than going out all full-fledged and spending the money for an official patent. Now, keep in mind, even though you have a patent pending and someone touches it, you can still sue the living daylights out of them for touching it. It still has a technical patent on it. But they tell you sometimes if you invent something new, like say you got a new idea you want to put out there, you don't know if it's going to sell, you don't know if it's going to make any money. On my end, I know my product sells and it makes money, so I'm good on that. But I'm still going with the patent pending. Because I don't know. Maybe the blue may take off, maybe it may not take off. I don't know. Maybe the black may consider to be the dominant paint that we have. I don't know. So instead of me going out and spending all this money for an official patent, I'll put a patent pending on it for the time being. And that right there gives me enough protection to protect my product, but then enough to give me enough of a test run to see whether or not this product is actually worth me putting a full patent on it. So like I said, Crow Boys, before you come into my channel, please take the time, crack a book. I've been in the business for 10 years. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. And I have 2 friends of mine that are lawyers. I have a couple of friends that are attorneys. So it's good when you go somebody, hey, Frank, hey, what's going on? So and so and so. Yeah, I need some advice or something, so and so and so. You know how much money they charge you for advice just to sit down and have a consultation with one of them just to talk with them? Woo, man. I was like, I'm in the wrong profession. But yeah, I got friends of mine that are attorneys. They'll sit there and tell me, yeah, well, you need to do so and so and so. You need to do this and that and so and so and so. They're pretty cool people. I love how I go back and forth to that. I like showing that screen off because, you know what I mean, you're sitting here in a fully lit environment. I want to show you something really quick because I know I get this all the time about my settings. It's funny how people come at me with my, I think the reason why people come at me so hard about my settings and what I have is because they just can't believe the technology. And I'm not going to brag here. Yeah, it's that good. It is that good. They just can't believe it's working that way. Now, a few people have asked me, what are the settings in your projector? I gotta know, because I know they gotta be through the roof. Well, this is a 720p, Chrissy. I swapped it out. I used to have a 1080p. You let me know how many people downgrade their projector. I downgraded mine. I went from this big boy right here, which is a 1080p, full 1080p 1920 by 1200, 4300 lumens, WXGA, to a 720p projector. This is an XGA. No, I'm sorry, this is a WXGA. The two difference, if you get the Christie's, you have two versions of the Christie's. One is the LW400, which is WXGA, and the one is the LX400, which is XGA.
The LDL is 79, which I thought was really strong to say.
Let me see what's going on with all this right here. One of the commercials popped on. So I swapped out my projectors. I'm like, I really need to be using this. I can use this for demonstrations. And I'll just, this is the one for this screen. This is why I can't have these remote controls around, because I have one there and one there. It's a bad habit I got of walking around with controls on me. There we go. So I swapped out my projector for a 720p. Now my projector sits back 18 feet from my screen. My screen sits embedded in windows. The windows here, and then we have the overhead window there. I don't have any form of blackout curtains. As you can see my neighbor's car over there. You can see my neighbor's car over there. Plenty of light pushing through, and I can view my screen at around 18 feet back in a fully lit environment. If I want to add a little extra more light in the environment, I can turn on this light right here. And I can still see my screen crystal clear. Anywhere I walk in the environment, that screen is going to pull up regardless. And it's interesting when I watch people doing demonstrations, they don't do this. They don't do demonstrations like this, because their screen would wash out in a minute. So I downgraded my projector. Now, let me show you the fun part. What are the settings in his projector? Whoop, let me see right there. We're on there. Got to go back out of these settings. Let's go down. I'll go back into my other menu, and I'll show you my settings in my projector. Got hot real quick because this baby right here will actually. So there we are, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, all the way down, 0. My projector is sitting in factory settings, and on top of that, it's sitting in whisper mode. So if you don't know what whisper mode is, Christie's don't have eco mode, they have whisper mode, which means that the projector is sitting, all my projectors are sitting eco. Now this right here is my 1080p projector. Right here, another Christie. We have this for the settings at brightness. My settings here are only at 22. That's it. That's as high as I got to put my brightness on my projector. It's 22. Anything higher than that would be too much, because the screens generate that much gain. Now that's a 15 sitting in a room surrounded by all that window light, and that screen right there, brightness is on 0. And I've already done that demonstration with a projector. As a matter of fact, when I challenged Crow to that demonstration with 1,000 lumens, I pulled that projector back, that 1,000 lumen, I pulled it back around 17 feet. And was still able to pull an image. So this is how your gray screens are supposed to be tested. See how washed out and bland the color is. There you go. I'll put you up close so you can see it. All the colors wash and fade. No excuse for it. There's no excuse for the fact that a gray screen, these are all gray screens, and they're all struggling against a black silver. At $89 a quart. $89 a quart would paint your screen size of 100 inch to 126 inch. That's a 126 inch screen in my living room right there. Where that screen right there would be 100 inch $3,000, 100 inch $1,400, 100 inch $800. The PAX was 100 inch $5,000, and the mix, well, that would be $75, but you get what you pay for, as you can see. Now, while you guys stare at that, I'm going to remove my brown screen out of here because I'm going to be doing a form of different 3D mapping today. I'm actually 3D mapping my wall, actually my floor, which is going to have my my wallpaper screen attached to it today. So I'm going to be doing that one today. I'm going to be doing it some different. I'm going to check out some of that 3D mapping floor masking software on the new updates. I'm going to be playing around with today. That's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm changing my projectors out. Yep. Downstairs. All right. Come back over here. Let's see if they have the OLED fish on here. This is a good contrast demonstration. Like I said, it's a fair demonstration. It's gray screen versus gray screen. Fair demonstration. So if these screens are struggling, that's their shortcoming. Show you what you can buy. Now with this screen being gray, keep in mind, the Valve projectors do struggle on black technology. They do, because their lumen count isn't that high. It isn't. They're not. What's the word for it? I can say. Their lumen count's not high enough because I consider it to be a knockoff projector. That's what it's considered to be. But a black silver, on the other hand, is not a black screen, which means that projector may work on this technology. It was able to change and produce a good image on a knockoff projector, which I don't advise people buying them, but just putting it out there. Because I had a few people asking about, what about if I go near the gray? I said, yeah, well, the gray would probably do it. It'd probably trigger. You'll probably see the projector a little bit more of an advancement. But you can't go near the black. In extreme black, you're not going to go near. And we're going to say, what's the difference between your screen and another gray screen? You can watch this demonstration right here. Let's go with, let me see. Need another dark contrast demonstration. This one was actually pretty interesting. So I showed you the color patterns first. The reds, the blues, the greens. That was very important. So you can see exactly how it's going to react. I'll put you up close. In case you want to see it up close. There you go. So keep in mind, if he feels that his product has been wronged in this demonstration, he can feel free to do the exact same demonstration I'm doing right now. And do it in a fully lit environment. I don't want to see no dark environment, none of that nonsense. Do it in a fully lit environment. I want to see those corners. If you feel in any way that basically that I wronged your project, just do the same demonstration. As a matter of fact, pull a Starfield demonstration. You should have no problem being able to pull a black contrast level from edge to edge to edge. And if he doesn't do it, then that means bottom line is you've been purchasing house paint all that time. Because I can show you the difference between my great technology and other great screens. I don't know why they can't. What's the problem? If they can't prove it, then it means that bottom line is it's house paint. Let's go in and let's grab, let's see. That's dark contrast demonstration. Got pretty colors in here. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, interesting. I've seen this one done a few times. I want to go with that OLED fish. Let's go take this out. All right, so we get the white projection screen in here. What we're going to do is we're going to basically do a white projection screen versus several other high performance white screens and see if they're different, which I doubt they are. Then we'll use a white bed sheet, white piece of paper and stuff like that to see exactly how they blend in with the other screens that are supposed to be high performance white screens. Now, I know when I've seen the demonstration with the personal mix. That demonstration on an OLED display was done in the dark. It was done in the dark. It wasn't done in this much lighting because it was, that screen would not be coming out like that. See how dark that black silver is pulling next to a black screen? This is why it frustrates me when I see other people do tests. I'm like, what a freak are you freaking color test? No color test, no contrast test, none of that's there. Why is the environment so dark? Whew. So next time you go shopping for a gray screen, this is what you should be looking for. Because if not, then pretty much you're going to end up with something like this when your lights come on or when you try to pull contrast or color, and then you're going to be sitting there talking about, well, maybe I need to calibrate my projector, or maybe I need a better projector, or maybe I need to upgrade to 4K, or maybe I need more lumens. This is 4,300 lumens standing behind me. It's a 4,300 lumen crispy projector, top tier projector, at 1920 by 1200. If it's not pulling off on that thing, it's not going to pull off on anything. I just do that because I just don't like when people don't do their job correctly. Let's see what you really get when you watch a football game. Oh, that has really, really dark contrast demonstrations in it. Let's pull off a football game. Let's go in and see what football highlights would look like if you're watching the game on one of these screens, which you'll get. Let's grab any random game will work. We'll grab blah, 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 blah. You ever notice that the UV mix right here is the same color as the white wall? Your blues are faded and washed out. This is another reason why when I told you in demonstrations, I say my technology wasn't there. You remember the demonstration with the P1 projector and the fully lit environment, and he was showing the football game? That screen would have stood a better chance showing a football display. There's a lot of bright colors in it. And that's how I was able to pull off the screen showing off a image in a bright environment. They have to pick and select which videos are going to be able to play better in that environment. So they screen their videos, because if he had chose anything else and he put that much light in the environment, it would have washed out. The only fighting chance he had is that's why he should play the football game or any bright level, because it would have less of a chance of fading. That's why I requested the Starfield demonstration, because that's a demonstration you can't get around that. If you're doing that against another gray screen, one of them is going to show either a better contrast and one's going to fade out. So we'll request it again today, and we'll give them 3 days. 3 days. This is any one of these Starfield demos. Matter of fact, this is the one you should be doing. You could do this one right here, or they got another one here that is 4K, the fly through. You can do that demonstration, and you can do that. And no ultra short throws, can't use that. We need a distance throw, fully lit environment, distance throw. All corners should be exposed, be able to see all the way around. And I want to see the demonstration against other gray screens, as in you could put bare silver screen, you can go over to lead screens and you can collect their screens, whatever you have to do. And I want to see the same demonstration. I want to see what makes your product different from any other gray screen out there, because if you don't do it, I'm going to buy your product, I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm going to do it. Because if I have to be ridiculed and I have to be told that, hey, you got to show your contrast, you have white levels on your screens, you have to show that your screens are ambient light rejection, show all these tests, not to show you guys this stuff. I do these tests to show the performance, what the technology can do, to back up what our technology can do. So if I can do that with no problem on a gray screen versus all these other high performance gray screens, I don't see why they can't do it either. And if they don't do it, that's just a huge red flag of telling you that, maybe you're not getting what you think you're getting. Because if I can do it, they can do it. We're not using any black technology, we're using gray. So where's the problem? So we'll make it a 3-day challenge. 3-day challenge, Starfield has to be displayed only in a fully lit environment. And let me get a measuring tape so I can see how far my projector sits back. Oh, I did get trash day right. Yeah! Trash day right 2 days in a row. It's freaking crazy. I want to see this demonstration being done on his personal mix and Frankenstein mix. That's what I want to see, because that's what I'm buying. So no UV mix, unless you want to do a UV mix against a 12, because we could do that, because we know what a 12 does to a UV and a Starfield demonstration. Unless you want to do that one. But you're going to do your Frankenstein mix and you're going to do your personal mix, and I want to see a Starfield demonstration, because if I can do it, I'm pretty sure you can do it. All right, let's see where we are at with the measuring tape. We are around, let's see, where the screen is sitting, where the measuring tape is at. There's where my screen is from here to here in the doorway. Take it all the way back here. So you're going to have to be around 11 feet and some change away from your screen in a fully lit environment. And you know what? I'll make it harder for you. I'm going to swap my projector out for 1,000 lumens. So let's make it hard. There's no point in doing it this way because then it's easy. This is 4,300 lumen projector. That's a lot of power. So let's swap it out and let's bring in 1,000 lumen projector and let's do it on that. We'll bring out Old Faithful, the Sony. Let me go get it upstairs, get everything plugged up so we can do this again and we'll display it again. Oh wait, I don't want to leave you guys staring at that. How about you check this out while the sun starts coming up through my windows? Let me see, where it goes upstairs.
Settling in after a long day? Smiling for it.
Old Faithful. All right, so let's swap out these projectors. Let's get this one out of here because we're not going to use this one now. Take out the 1080p Chrissy. Put that here. Let's go grab the other one. 11 feet back, 1,000 lumens. That's all we need. And this projector has a contrast rating of 0. No contrast whatsoever. Let's get this plugged up. Let me see. Ooh-wee. What's up with that? What's up with that? He said, she said, we said. Ugh. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to put the challenge here, and then we're going to go in, come back in, and relook and make it an official challenge. That 11 feet back. I love doing these tests. You have no idea how much adrenaline rush this is for me. I like a challenge. That's the thing about it is, man, everybody wants to cut corners. You can say, oh, well, you're using a high-end projector, but I can swap my projectors out. I don't have to use a high-end projector if I don't want to. But everybody wants to make their screens look so good. But keep in mind, my screen was sitting there by itself on a 4,000 or 4,300 lumen Chrissy 1080p projector. Our screens were up there too with mine. So you weren't alone. So, how come your performance rating wasn't that good? I'll tell you something right now. Don't have me go out and buy a P1. If I go out and buy myself a P1 and I do this demonstration off that projector with your technology and do a review, you won't like that one. And I'm thinking about it. Think about buying a P1. Ugh. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to tell you guys something, man. Something really crazy. Okay, so yesterday, I got myself on eBay. I took them to shop on eBay. I got myself an ultra short throw NEC projector. Ultra short throw NEC, not short throw, ultra short throw. I got that for $60. That's it. And I got my hands on, because I just need another projector just to go in there. It's an older projector, but I got myself a ViewSonic 3000 lumens projector just for display on the screen. I got that for $40. Man, I cleaned up yesterday. So at this merchant with this projector is legit because he says he had a bunch of these projectors. I got to test it out first. Let me lose my money first. All right. If it works out perfectly and all goes well, then I'll put the link where you can buy a short throw projector. Now I got mine for 60. I got it from him, and I bought another one. He has the rest of me had for like $100, but still $100 plus $15 for shipping. And it's basically fast shipping. Not anything else but fast shipping for $100 for a short throw NEC. And them projectors usually run about $800 to $900. They're not cheap. I know they're not cheap because my projector I have upstairs, I got that by luck. I just happened to walk in on an auction and nobody was bidding on it. So I put down like $10 and won it. And I found that projector, every time I try to go online and get another one like it, they're like $800 and $900. So I think I paid $140 or $150 for that projector. So I'm trying to get another one. But somebody, as I was going in there trying to find another projector, like so, somebody had ultra short though NECs, and ultra short NECs at 3600 lumens. That's a really, really good projector. And on this technology, woo, it's gonna look fantastic. And the lamps, because I always check the lamps to see how much the lamps are gonna cost me. The lamps are gonna cost me most around 60, cheapest around $40. Yeah, I replaced all my lamps already. I already put the order for new lamps. Remote controls are easy to get. I also tell people, if you come into a room and you see anything by Goodwill or from charity, buy from them. I buy from Goodwill all the time, not because it also helps charities, but because I get really good projectors from them, really good projectors. That Panasonic projector, the one I have sitting upstairs, that projector would cost you like $1,500. I got that for $130. The only thing wrong with it was it needed a new lamp. Once I replaced that, everything was good as new. And I got that for cheap, and it was no scratches or nothing on it. Actually, it was way better than some of the ones I usually buy. All right, come on. Let's be nice and charge up. All right, so we're gonna come out of here. I gotta run this through Chromecast, so this is not gonna go through the PS4 because PS4 will not run through these because of the adapters. That's the one thing too. If you're gonna be using the VGA to HDMI adapters, understand they do not work with console systems. I tried it already. It kind of blinks on and off, so you can't use it with those. So we got the Starfield screensaver only. So we're going to change this out to 1,000 lumen projector. Fully lit environment. Fully lit environment at 11 feet back. Oh, if I turn on the projector, blue. I literally forgot to turn the projector on. Wait a minute. I don't remember ever being. What the hell's going on? What's the projector's not even on? The insanity. The insanity. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. So I do not need 4,300 lumens to make the image bright enough to show a contrast level. I can do this on a projector of 1,000 lumens that has zero contrast capability. Make sure we get some of that on the UV mix. The projector only does 4.3. I mean, this is the old one. It's the old Sony right there. So there we go. Got a projector right here. So Sony, if you want to look it up, I think it's a, let me see. I can take this quick. It's a Sony SVGA, what's the VPL CS4 portable projector in a fully lit environment. So, Jamie, this is a challenge for you, my friend. This challenge got to be completed in, I'll give you 1 day. No. You might not be to get a projector. We should have a projector laying around. You should have multiple projectors laying around. So I'll give you 4 days. 4 days to do the exact same demonstration. What is the difference between your gray paint and any other gray screen? Now, he didn't do the other challenge. He didn't do that one. Trust me, I wanted his page didn't do that one at all. So you avoided that one. Going to avoid this one too. So Don't do the challenge. I'm going to still do your test on your product. That's definitely going to happen. I test everybody's stuff out. You test my stuff, so I don't have a problem with that. So you should have a problem with me reviewing your stuff. The only difference is that you can't do the same test that I do over here because your screen wouldn't withstand it. Where I can do that test and my screen can withstand it and your screen won't. So you have to do things differently on your level, because if you do try to do the same test I'm doing right now, there's going to be a problem with your screen falling. So you're going to have to cut corners to do whatever you got to do to make your screen look good. Where on my end, everybody has to go through the same scrutiny punishment. There's no favors over here. My screen will get hit with the same amount of light, gets hit with the same amount of lumens, it goes with the same amount of distance. There's nothing special going on. I don't have lights on this side to dim out this area. I don't have lights on that side to dim out that area. Everybody gets hit with the equal amount of light from the ceiling to there. And another company called Nox, I think it's Nox. They claim to have a black screen paint. I will be buying you soon. Now, if I'm doing a black screen against a black screen, the first thing I'm gonna do is white levels. Ain't no point in doing contrast. Screen's gonna pull contrast, it's black. On a gray screen, it should be vice versa. It should be black levels, as I said. Because another first thing they're going to say, oh, but he's using a 4,300 lumen projector. It doesn't make a difference if the settings on brightness are low. It's 4,300 lumens. Well, you have no excuses now. That's going to be fun. All right. Well, 4 days. You have to take your either UV mix or Frankenstein. You have to display them on the screen. You have to display a star field demonstration, fully lit room. All corners must be exposed. You must be able to pull your camera and see everything that's well lit. And you have to pull a star field demonstration. Keep in mind, that is your personal mix right there. So you would know from the door exactly what's going to happen. Against a screen that's gray, not black. Now, I know if I put your screen against a black screen, there's no way in the world on God's screen or if you're ever going to be able to compete with that screen being black. But that's a great screen. Now, for those of you that are looking at the screen, come out, well, it's too dark. It does look dark, doesn't it? I love doing this one right here. It looks really dark, doesn't it? Look at the screen. It's so dark. That dark gray. I'm like, man, that paint is just as dark as a UV mix. No wonder that screen is basically pulling up such a high contrast level. Again, I told you, there's a code in it for it to read contrast. I love doing this one. Whee! Oops, sorry about that. I just hit the crap out of my stand. There you go. There's the color of my screen. Without the projector in it, without it having the ability to read code, it's gray. Ah, gives you something to think about, doesn't it? Do, 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 do. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't make a difference. Everything I speak, I can back up. Got a guy who just came into my blah, blah, blah. Hey, blah, blah, blah. I can speak, I can back up. It's blah, blah, blah when you can't back it up. Like if I told you I had a blue projection screen, I can sit there in a fully lit environment. If we're sitting here and I say to you, hey, I got a projection screen that can sit in a fully lit environment, surrounded by windows in the daytime hours, and can produce a beautiful image with a projector sitting back at 18 feet back, everything set in factory settings. And you would say, that is virtually impossible. No one can do that, so and so and so. Bam! And guess what? It's blue. Yeah, it can be done. You have to be to back it up. All right, let's do the fun part. All right, so I'm gonna take this now. And like I said, all you have to do is just, if I'm wrong about his screen paint not being what it is in the video, then all you have to do is complete the challenge. That's all you have to do. Just complete the challenge. If you feel in any way whatsoever that this demonstration was legit, then prove it. Do the challenge. And while you're at it, do that other challenge I asked for too, because you haven't done that one yet. All right, let's fire up the other projector. Let's see, all the light that comes in, my environment's quite bright. Especially now, these animals are driving me nuts. There's crickets and birds in the background chirping. Today I'm going to try to do something really hard. I'm going to try to scan some speakers. I mean, the actual combs and the speakers, not the. I'm trying to turn the comb, make the combs like look, they're set on fire. So we start testing tomorrow the invisible technology of that coding for basically 3D mapping. And we're going to be doing, I want to actually, I got to do a black rear projection screen. A few people have been asking about that, about rear projection screens, black ones. So we got to do that one too. Let's see what this one is. Is this one the video? Yeah. Let's change it to something else. Birds are driving me a little nuts. Let's get a monkey man in there. Monkey man. That's funny how they still showing us commercials. And I hate to say it, I don't laugh at anybody. Them sisters are bricking. You gotta be kidding me. All right, so I showed you in the demonstration about how the black screens that we developed can pull high white levels, right? So that right there is a black silver. You've seen the color of black silver. Black silver, when I walk in front of it, is way lighter than a black screen, a 12. And 12s have the ability to pull in crazy levels. There you go. Now, the difference between a 12 and, I'm doing raining. The difference between the 12 and the black silver is the 12 can pull a higher contrast level. Something that, like I said, to the black silver, the contrast levels, like I said, are amazing. Especially when going against another gray screen, but as I said before, nothing can compete with a black screen, especially when it comes to contrast levels. But the 12s had interesting capabilities. They had the ability to pull a high white level. Let's walk in front of my projector real quick so you can see the colors. A lot of people say, it's so dark. Remember he posted the image, the screen was supposed to be so dark you couldn't even see the image. If the screen was so dark in a 12 that you basically, when he posted, that was so dark that you couldn't see the skin on the female, how's the fact that the YouTube logo is popping up on the screen next to a gray screen? Yeah, stop putting black paint in our technology. Do demonstrations right. But I would do it thoroughly when your paint reaches here. I would do a fair and thorough review. Okie doke. Now, let's go grab something. Let me see. Am I on the right one? Let me see. Yeah, I'm on the right one. Ah, see, I told you about contrast right there? All right, let's go with YouTube. And we had to go through the ad first. Ugh. Interesting how the black screen can pull a white level that the screen, I think explain it, other people would explain it, like Jamie would say that the screen was so dark that you couldn't see anything. And yet here we are, we have a screen that's sitting next to it that can read contrast levels dark enough to be able to beat any gray screen. Now, if the black screen was so dark, you wouldn't be able to see anything at all, period, as it's claimed to be that you couldn't see anything. It comes up way too dark. Yet it sits right next to a screen that's brighter than it. That's actually lighter than it. So how's it blending in, if that's the case? $4K fish. Let's get some colors in here. I forgot the right one. There we go. So let's get some nice bright colors in here. So if the screen was so dark, you wouldn't be able to see it at all. If it was so dark. Let's come back here and get a good view of her from there. All right, so let me show you something here. We'll have a little fun. Let's grab find it. Ooh, I'm very lucky. I lost that sheet. You got lucky. Oh, no. I think I found it. All right, so we have the personal mix. Now we have the UV mix. You know what's funny about the UV mix, and it's an interesting story. How I got the UV mix was because I had requested from Crow for one of his screen paints. And I requested his personal mix. Now, we got the personal mix eventually because I had somebody buy it. Somebody had to get it for us because he wouldn't sell it to us. But we requested his personal mix, and he knew we were going to do a demonstration against the Digital One Crystal screen paint, original screen paint that we developed. So what he did was, to be smart, he sent us a darker screen paint. He sent us his dark UV mix. This is what he sent to us. That's him. That's his product right there. So he sent that to us to be smart and be nasty because he knew that we could not do the demonstration if we had the wrong color paint. And he did throw the demonstration off, being smart. But as I said before, it's going to come back and bite you in the face. And now it's here to bite you in the face. Because if you never did the demonstration versus the 12, thinking that the 8 and 12 were similar, no, they weren't. That's where you messed up. The 12 is much darker than an 8. So he did a demonstration trying to say that, look, this UV mix is the same as the 12. And I told you on camera, don't do that. I showed you a little split review. Do not do that because you're not going to like the outcome of what a 12 can do. So you didn't do the demonstration properly. Now, enough of my customers and people saw that when I saw the side-by-side, that they can see that the 12 was producing amazing colors, white levels, and it was going toe-to-toe with your product, but your product was not pulling a contrast level. But you still tried to make it look bad. And then you came on there and you did a demonstration where you showed off this woman on this real black surface, and her face was coming up so dark that it was darker than the background of where your white wall was at. I think it's a red and white or blue wall you have in your bedroom, and it has a white strip through it. And you were showing right there on how dark the screen was coming up. So, like I said, some people in life feel that they'll do something and they'll feel that no one will remember it, and they feel that no one can see what they're doing. But how is it possible that you just showed a product where our product was coming up nice and bright, and then the next minute it came up extremely dark? And then after that, I found out you were hounding my customers trying to get paint from them. So that means you basically mixed that paint with something to make it dark. But like I said, things come back to bite you in the face because the same UV mix you used in that demonstration is the same one I have here that you tried to fool us with. So now we are using this now. As in we have your product right here on this. So I'm going to show you what's going to happen. I'm going to put your product against our gray screen, and our gray screen is going to make it disappear. And then I'm going to put it against the black screen, which, mind you, the black screen, your screen is much lighter than my black screen. And my black screen is not only going to blend into your screen, but it's going to flaw your screen. It's going to show your contrast levels are not going to pull up. So first things first, let's walk in front of the projector right here and show you the difference between the two screens and the brightness levels right there. There, okay. Now we're going to take Crow's Mix UV, and we're going to stick it right in the center. We'll block it if you don't see it. Make your technology disappear just like that. And before you go into little rants by saying, oh, but it's my stuff, you copied it, so and so and so. No, Crow. I've been out longer than you have. I've developed more technology than you have. I do things on a level that you cannot understand. Do you see this right here? This is your product right here. Everyday grade paint. We'll get a little light on this. That's everyday grade paint. That's all it is. What makes my technology different from yours is mine has code in it. See the difference between mine, how it looks? You see in my demonstration where I was able to do all those demonstrations, pull up contrast levels better than other screens, my screens can read code. Your screens can't. That's the difference between my tech and yours. But yet my technology, because I don't want that to mess up my wall, my technology, as you can see, is not even the same color. It's much lighter than yours. And then on top of that, it has that code in it that allows it to react to light. Funny how somebody thought this was chameleon, but yet the screen just shows gray and doesn't reflect any color whatsoever. Or it doesn't even show any glitter at all whatsoever. It just shows a regular gray screen. So how is it possible that my technology is different from yours in every way, but I can blend your screen to the point where you can't even see it? Let me show you something else. In your demonstration, your screen paint was supposed to be able to make my screen so dark that you couldn't even see it. The only thing I see right here is that I'm matching your colors, but you can't pull my contrast level. So I will be requesting the Frankenstein, which this is what you know what's going to happen. This is the darkest screen you make. Now, for those of you who are saying that, oh, he's going to come up with a black screen paint, he can't come up with a black screen paint. I'll tell you why. He spent so much time slandering black screens by saying that they're too dark, or this, that, and the other. It would make him a complete hypocrite if he makes a black screen. I couldn't care less if he does it, because he's going to have to do a ton of testing. You know how much testing goes under a black screen? It's a lot of testing. A lot of testing. But it doesn't make a difference because he cuts corners anyway. He's not going to follow through anyway. But if he does make a black screen, it makes him a complete hypocrite. Because that means all of you guys who purchase his product, and if he comes out with a black screen trying to convince you to buy a black screen, that means he convinced you to buy a gray screen when he was telling you a black screen was wrong, and now he's making a black screen telling you that it's right. What does that sound like to you? I was making gray screens way back in 2010. See, contrast levels don't pull up on the screen. So yes, all that time when he was talking about how our technology was so dark, it couldn't do this, it couldn't do that, Crow was lying to you, or Jamie was lying to you the entire time. This is what we call slander, Jamie. This is why there's going to be certain things, but cost everything's taken care of, trust me. Because it's called slander. When you start something that's not true. We were in court right now. I can present this in court right now. Think you win? Nope, you wouldn't. Because you have to prove to them that my screen was so dark that you can't see it. We'll change it over to our settings to black and white now. So in order for my screen, in order to pull white level and black and white, you would have to see the screen in white or black. If it wasn't pulling a white level, that means the entire screen would be dark. There's only two colors presenting itself, in black. If white didn't exist, the surface would be so dark you wouldn't see it. You don't think about stuff like that. Well, it doesn't make a difference whether I pronounce it right or not. If I said a few conversations as when I pronounced it to the screen, I said, I do apologize if I didn't pronounce your screen correctly. I'm pretty sure you're a pretty intelligent person, but you don't understand French. Does that make you stupid? No. And keep in mind, I'm pretty sure you have mispronounced words and said them wrong. I have a crow boy in here right now explaining because I just didn't say the screen correctly. That makes me a complete illiterate idiot. So let's set this straight. You're perfect and you never make a mistake and you've never mispronounced anything at all. All right then, there you go. Welcome to the human race, okay? Pull the battery out of your back. You're not a robot. Goodbye. So that's what I'm saying. They have to resort to childlike behaviors on basically little petty insults because they have nothing left. I've already proven my technology hand in hand again of what it can do. I've actually beaten some of the top screens out there, and they just have nothing else to grab onto. First, it was our screen was doing this, and it was doing that, and it was cameras and tricks, and I had special powers. I was even accused of basically being able to manipulate a live demonstration while it was live. And I'm thinking, wow, if I had that ability, you can call me Thanos, or I should be working at a casino somewhere doing magic shows. But like I said, some people don't want to accept it, and that's not my problem because they don't buy my product, so I really don't care. And those who do buy my product, they know exactly what they're getting themselves into because these are demonstrations you should be seeing. And people say, oh, you do? I don't do it to put anybody down. It's just demonstrations you should be seeing. If you're buying it, you should be seeing this. I just spent $927 for a scanning piece of hardware, which I did watch every demonstration before I bought it. And it did have some problems in the long run, which I've had problems with it here and there. But I did do my research on other scanning software and other machineries that were used that were much more expensive. And this was my best option for my budget. But like I said, I still did my research. I got it to run. I got it up and going. You have to do your research on everything. And the one thing I did like about the demonstrations, they did give me detailed information that I needed because in one demonstration I was watching, they were showing the 3D mapping. And I was like, well, wait a minute. How the heck does the projector see the object? How does it even work? It just left so many open, unanswered questions. I forget what company that was. But they were doing 3D mapping. I'm thinking, okay, how are they doing this? Because all they showed was the machine. They showed the program. They showed the projector. And they showed the laptop. And I just couldn't understand how it was done because where's the cameras, where's the scanning equipment? Until I went to this one company over here and they were saying, look, this is how it's set up and so forth and so forth. So pretty much it's self-explanatory. It's easy to set up and all. It's just that basically the registration gets a little crazy. But other than that, once you get it up and going, you've seen some of the crazy stuff I've been doing with this thing. Yeah, it's freaking amazing. But you should see all that. If a screen's saying it's ambient light rejection, that's what you should be seeing. Ambient light rejection is not one lamp in the corner and the rest of the environment is dark. That's not ambient light rejection. Ambient light projection is not this area being dark and there being light here and light in this room. That's not ambient light projection. You do not want to be in an ambient light controlled environment, which means, bottom line is, you have to be in an environment where you're going to have to equalize your lights, set you change around your environment in order to be able to utilize that screen. You don't have to deal with the fact that you have to buy overpriced and expensive projectors in order to get an amazing picture quality. And nobody wants to go through all that crap, especially that calibrating nonsense. What the freak? There's no way in the world I'm calibrating a projector, not ever, and I've never calibrated a projector. The calibrated projectors, because calibrating projectors came from when white screens were all the rage. It was nothing but white screens. There was no such thing as a gray screen or a black screen. None of the screens have existed. All screens were white. That's where calibrating projectors came from. Because when you turn the lights on, even if the lights off, the colors were off completely. Because it was a white screen, it couldn't pull the image. Let's turn off our projector here. Oh, wait. I can do one thing here. The regular remote control. Let's see what's over here. Now we're on that side. Over here. We're on that side over here. Let's go over to, let me see. I'll show you. Like I said, the black silver picks up very good contrast levels. But as I said, next to a black screen, it can't hold a candle to it because it's a black screen. It's going to pick up 100% contrast. See? So I don't want people to get mistaken and think that, okay, if I get the black silver, it's going to be able to produce a contrast level just as good as a black screen. No, it's never going to happen. Never. I don't care what kind of coating we use. It's never going to happen. That's like trying to get a black screen to produce a white level as high as a white screen. Never going to happen. Never. All right, so let's come over here. Put our screen back up over here. Now I'll show you something really crazy. Now look at the black levels on the black silver next to the black screen. And that's the screen you just saw that was gray, literally gray. Now it's sitting in front of a projector of 1,000 lumens. So this one here is being hit is 3,400 lumens, and this one right here is 1,000 lumens. That's a short throw at 30. At short throw, I think what's the contrast level on that projector? I think it's like 6,000 or 7,000. It's not a lot. But like I said, in that demonstration where I'll show off my black screens, I have to be able to show you the difference when it comes to the black screen. I have to show you that the screen basically, well actually the gray screen, I have to be able to show you that the gray screen bottom line can pull a contrast level. So I can show you bright, beautiful colors if that's what you want to see, but there's no purpose in that because the screen is gray. Where if I'm doing a black screen, I have to show white levels because the screen is black. One or the other. So I'm going to come out of here, come back in, and we'll set up the official challenge. Let me get ready for that because I'll be back in here. Get the challenge set up. You had a gray Cinema 5D. You can get that one. I'm going to butcher the name of this, so I'm going to say it incorrect. I'll get the name of it. I just got to take the time to basically figure out what it's called. But I'm going to butcher the name on it. I call it the, what's it called? What does he have right here? I would my LV 3000 lumen projectors on work. Go down your technology. It's an Optima. Of course it's going to work right with our projector, with our technology. You can't use any knockoff name brands. I'm using a Sony 1000 lumen projector behind me. That thing is old. I'm pretty sure your projector, let me see, right here, 3,000, 300 lumens, 300 lumens. Oh, 300 lumens? Nah. I don't know. To tell you the truth, I really don't know. Probably with the gray. Probably with the gray. I don't have anything in here that's 300 lumens. The minimum, you have to go with the minimum requirements on the specification sheet. So if you go to our website, there's a specification sheet that would tell you the minimum lumens requirement for each screen paint. That's the best I can tell you. That's the best. That's why we have a specification sheet. When we test out our products, we test them on different lumen projectors. I think we start off at around 800 to 900. That's what we start up. So by those projectors, we actually judge on exactly where it needs to be at to actually get a good picture. So you have to go to the website and check out the specification sheet. Your projector may be way under. So that's the only thing I can say right there. All right, so we'll just use, I gotta bring this over some. We're just going to do the start though. So we had, where the frick is the Dark Star 9 at? Dark Star 9, we need a Dark Star 9. Now you can get sample sheets over on their website for around, I think they're like $6 or $7 for their sample sheets. They're not expensive. I'm telling you, at this point, buying a Sony or an Xbox series right now, you might just give the salesperson your money and go out back and let them kick you in the private area. Because that's pretty much where you're going with that one. Definitely going with that one. Good gracious. Man, that's messed up. That is messed up, man. That's really messed up. That's sad. That is sad. I don't know if you've seen National Lampoon Vacation, where Chevy Chase, he's going back to the dealer, and he keeps basically losing every time he goes back. And he keeps taking more money out of his account. And the guy goes, okay, hold on a minute. How about this? How about you give me your money? We'll go out back and I'll kick you in the private area. That's pretty much where you're going with that. That's messed up. That's a huge major red flag. If anybody buys that system after seeing that nonsense that just went on, I hate to say it, but you kind of deserve to lose your money. Those are huge major red flags. Hard drive failure. Good God almighty. That's craziness. You see the complaints? How does your system brick in rest mode? So you go back, take care of some business, and your system shuts down in rest mode, and you brick it? Are you freaking kidding me? That's craziness. People are downloading games. You're downloading a game. You're not even getting the download's not even showing up on your hard drive. Oh my goodness, man. Yeah. Those are serious. I can see if they had something like, connection issues, or maybe the drives weren't reading the disk correctly, or, maybe a little overheating issues here and there, maybe something like that. That's something understandable. But you're bricking a system. Got no way coming back from that one. They rushed them, man. They had to rush them. I mean, come on, they had plenty of time to work these kinks out. Plenty enough time. I think it's because of money, and then on top of that, with COVID, a lot of companies lost a lot of money. People are rushing things now. I mean, come on. Actually, a very expensive system. And some of these people ain't got it like that. Some of these people saved up to get these systems. Some people got money to blow like that. They saved up. They worked hard to get that system. And to come home and have a system brick on you like that, that's a messed up. That is really messed up. They don't care at the end of the day, as long as they get paid and they get rich. All right. Now my friend has this new system sitting in the box. And that messed up. Sitting in the box. Calling Sony customer support. And right now he's playing on his PS4. Okay, people, I'm out of here. I'm going to be coming back in within a couple of minutes because I have to upload the challenge. And then after that, I am going to, what are we doing on the day? I got that freaking 3D mapping I got to do. I got some weird 3D mapping today. I got some new updates on my scanner, so I'm going to be doing some stuff on that. And That's basically about it. I just got to get ready for orders today. That's my stuff. Since equipment comes here from my my gaming room, the mini arcade, I'll do that right there. But right now, I got to go to Uline and order more containers. All right, so we start shipping out this Friday. Tracking numbers will begin coming in. I think it's Tuesday. So tracking numbers will be going out on Wednesday. If you want orders on the screen paint, you're going to have to, let me see, blah, 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 blah. Orders on the screen paint. Yeah, I think the last day we're going to take orders is Thursday for ship outs on Friday, because I have to do them late at night. And I'm going to be up late at night anyway, messing with the scanner. So yeah, late at night. So bottom line, we'll take orders on Thursday. The sale for the Stream Black, sorry, I sold out. The sale for the Black 12, that has been extended to the 27th. So we've extended that sale all the way. It was on the 17th, was supposed to end, but we extended to the 27th. And we will be having a Black Friday sale, just to let you know, or Cyber Monday. Yeah, we'll make it a Cyber Monday for Black Friday and Monday. So we'll do both. We'll make a Cyber Friday and Cyber Monday. Yeah, this month's make. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna do something completely wacky and different. Let's do a Cyber Monday for. No problem. You have a good one, Chief. You have a good one. And like I said, I'll try. Like I said, I don't know if the silver's going to do it. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a good paint, but like I said, I got to stay within the specifications of the product. You know what I mean? But we're going to do a Cyber Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. 4 days. 4 days of insane prices. And then what we'll do is I'll put in a special shopping cart, and in that shopping cart, we're going to have maybe about, it's only going to be probably 2 or 3 of them in there. We'll give away a couple of fire sticks. Fire stick. All right, the one you're talking to. But hello, fire stick. I still haven't done the books yet. All right, so let me get this challenge loaded up, and then after I got to go take care of some business. I got to bring my trash cans in too. All right, got to go, and God bless.